14th episode of Walking Dead Season 6 just went off, twice as far. And it was kind of a slower episode till last 15 minutes or so. And it picked up a bit, but I mean, the story mostly focused on two groups that were going out for different supplies, medicine and potentially some bullets, making some bullets. And they'll need both in the future. You need medicine to help people that get sick or shot or whatever, and you need more bullets to fight off walkers and groups and saviors and everybody. I mean, it did kind of go slow, kind of told, weave the whole story. With the doctor and Daryl and Rosita. It's one group, and then Abraham and Eugene is the other. And figured something's going to happen. It was a little too slow for most of the episode. But they did tell, like I said, push the story along a little bit with, with the two groups. Eventually, the two groups ended up meeting up in a way that was kind of crazy, that it's no good. Survivors are still around, obviously, since they're working up to big battle on the final episode of this season, I'm sure, with Negan and a bunch of his other members of his group. But it was interesting watching some of this because Eugene was trying to step up a little bit, be more of a survivor, kind of take a little bit more responsibility. A little argument with Abraham, which is a good thing. Seems like Abraham's a pretty good guy, because he certainly came back to help the group when they really needed it. Also, the group that Daryl ran into with the burning area early in the season came back to haunt them. He had a little conversation with Carol about it earlier, if he should have killed him or left him alive or whatever. But I mean, this world that The Walking Dead's in, it's tough. It's hard to kill people, but certainly sometimes it seems like they need to. I look at the wolves. They've had trouble with them earlier in the season, not so much recently, but I mean, sometimes you just need to start taking out people if you perceive them as a threat, because in this case they're part of a larger group that is probably going to be a pretty big deal at the end of this season and at least part of next season, I'm guessing. You're trying to take them out, but kind of liking where it's going. I think once they started up with the action, it got kind of exciting, a little nerve-wracking, but some of the story part was important too, to progress the characters a bit, give them a little more depth. There's probably only going to be so much story progression as far as the characters, I'm guessing, in the next couple episodes, because there's only 2 left. It's going to probably ramp up with some nail-biting and excitement, whatever you want to call it, action, because I'm trying to think who might die, because I know in the comics Glenn got killed by Negan, but the show has skewed off of the comics a bit in a lot of places, so it's really up in the air. I don't know if I necessarily see Glenn dying at the moment, because they had the big thing earlier in the season if he died or didn't die, which he didn't. And then they teased a little bit another death earlier, a few episodes ago. So it seemed like it'd be obvious to do Glenn. I mean, it seems every week I go back and forth. Maybe it's going to be Abraham or Carol or Morgan, or I don't know. It's too hard to kind of pick who they're going to kill, but I really think a big death is coming up in the finale, which is in 2 weeks. Yeah, between the survivors, a couple walkers. Tonight they had one with like melted iron, steel, or lead maybe on his head. Well, they're looking for stuff to make bullets, but it was pretty good. Picks up a bit towards the end. A little nice progression with some of the characters. Pretty good episode, and I'm gonna call it here. I'll see you next time.